Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to Tarot Noir. And I am your intuitive tarot reader, Tarot D, aka TAB. How is everyone doing today? I hope everyone is blessed and safe out there. I had a really busy week. So I'm coming on a little bit later um, today to give you guys another video. So I'm going to do this video and then I'm going to do a collective reading video after this one. Okay. Um, I want to thank my subscribers. I want to thank my supporters, my clients. I like to thank the ancestors, the spirit guides, um, the past on loved ones, okay, for watching over me, protecting my space, protecting me, protecting everyone I love, and, just continuing to just, give me wisdom and clarity and sight on the things I see and the things I unsee or I don't see. Thank you for keeping negative people away from me. Thank you for removing ill will people out of my life. Thank you so much. I am so grateful for my abundance and I am grateful for the gift. I am grateful for the wisdom. I am grateful for the test in my life. Okay. I'm grateful and thankful. Okay. I'm cleansing the energy today. Okay. So let's get into the video and the reading. The color is red today. If you have not been watching the news, Trump has federally taken or took over DC. Okay. Um, Apparently, he is saying that DC is overran by homelessness, by squalors, by low income people that are just putting graffiti out all over buildings and all this and all that, all the crime and everything. um I feel that this is just the beginning of something majorly. um I feel like this is just the beginning of this major downfall for America. And before I talk any further, this video is for entertainment purposes only. My videos are only for adults over 18. Okay. Um, I'm not too happy about what we're seeing on the news. And it drew me to this reading today because I don't just see this issue happening in just DC. I feel like this is going to be happening all over the United States, in all of the major cities. We see what is happening with the Texas Democrats. Okay. And it's just terrible. It's just terrible. Okay. No one deserves to be treated like that. So we got to go to the cards on this one. Let's go straight into the cards. So my question is, you know, what is the major plan here? What is the end game here in reference to this DC federal overtake of the police? What is behind the scenes that we don't know? What is really causing this? Okay, so I'm going to take the last card. Page of Wands. We have the person holding the staff, looking forward. There's nothing on the ground. This card represents new beginnings. Okay, new beginnings, a new way of thinking. Something here that I'm feeling is almost like erasing what's already there. to replace it with something else. Um, this is a threat to democracy as we know it. Okay. And I strongly feel that Trump is trying to start this new era or this new um beginning, rebuilding, like he's been doing the work on the White House and things of that nature. Um Almost like a purge, okay? Now, I don't know if a lot of people have seen the movie, all three movies. I've seen all of them. I have all of them. Um see, yeah. If you have not seen The Purge is basically a secret society of government, the NRA, who comes in and they prey on the homeless, the low income. They prey on those people and purge them out of society, purge them out as, extinguish them. Um, with this Page of Wands being here, I feel like this is what we're living now. If you have not seen the Purge movies, you may want to check them out. I feel like the NRA is the Republican Party at this point. Okay. Um, they are more, if it's white, it's right. That's the type of energy I'm feeling with this Republican Party. A purge coming on. Okay. It's no coincidence that when we get into the healthcare situation, I think his name is he's one of the Kennedys, RFK, is over the Make America Healthy Again. He got rid of the vaccinations, some of the vaccination requirements for people. Okay. I feel like this is an extinguishment, an extenuation of homelessness and low income people, to purge them out of society, to not support them. It's no coincidence that they're getting rid of food stamps and healthcare with this big, beautiful bill. Still a sense of purging these people out of society. The Republican Party is all about white, rich people. They do not care of people of color. Okay. They are here just like what they did with the Democrats in Texas. And I am from Texas. That is my home state. Greg Abbott, redistricting Texas to the point where Texan Democrats are touring the whole United States, running from this one vote because the Democrats have to be present to vote. And what they're trying to do is redistrict um, the states to where the Republican Party has the upper hand in midterm elections. Let's go into the Eight of Pentacles. That was the next card that came out. Working, working progressively. There's so many pentacles on this tree. One thing after another, after another, after another. The abortion laws. Okay. Immigration. Okay. Climate change. Um, Crypto, meme coins. They're all aligned here. This electing Trump was not about just electing a president. It almost feels we elected a new way of life, that democracy will be stripped from us. People who are in the most vulnerable positions are being preyed upon. due to his policies. I watched the White House press release this morning, and they basically talked about, he talked about who would want to build low income housing around the White House. And not in exact words, but he made a mention about low income housing for those who cannot afford the rent in that area. And rent in Washington D.C. is pretty high. So the city said, hey, or whatever investment group said, hey, we want to buy these houses and we want to make them low income. Trump looked down on that. Why would you want to build low income housing around these beautiful homes? Why would you want to help the unfortunate, the most vulnerable? He had no sincerity at all, no care in the world at all about what happens to the most vulnerable. It's all about money. Ace of Pentacles. This reading is about the DC situation that's going on now. I put on the color red because I felt like this is a red flag. To make the rich richer, to remove the poor, the most vulnerable out the way. We don't want to take care of them. We don't want to get food stamps, because when you don't have a job, you can get food stamps. When you don't have a job, you can get free health care. In the previous America, not on today, not in today's time. People that's getting benefits now may not have that access to have those benefits to them when this is said and all done. The homeless, are the people that are going to be preyed upon. Henceforth, that's why they are trying to move them out. As you see, we got the man. This is the Eight of Cups. This is the man walking away from the cups, moving off, things set in place, things such as health benefits, SNAP, any other assistance, free assistance that the homeless use to make it in their day-to-day travels. Because you have to understand, when you're homeless, you got to find a way to go. You can't just sit there, or you just can't be here. It's a whole process from day to day. They are pushing, as you see, he's walking towards this dark mountain. They are pushing out the people without. This feels like something out of a movie. I want to pull one more card out of this deck. In the Purge, you know what they did? If you haven't seen the movie, this is a spoiler alert. They went into low income areas, the ones that Trump was looking down upon. Wow, I say Trump and we get the death card. Back to what I was saying. They went into the low income buildings, the NRA, who conducted the purge. They went in there. They literally picked the low income areas to destroy, to extinguish. You never know why people are on the street, what caused them to be there, what made them in that situation. You don't know. You do not know. But that still does not give anyone the right to dismiss them as if they're nothing. Some of the celebrities, some of our pre-found names, some of the people that we see came from poverty and to become multimillionaires, i.e. Tyler Perry, i.e. Oprah. She may have not have been homeless, but she grew up without. And I'm not even using them because I've done readings on them before. But this should outrage anybody who's been in a situation when they don't have it. You cannot dismiss people. You cannot extinguish people because it gives you a bad look or because you don't want to pay to put food in their mouths or support the necessary things that everyone needs in an everyday basis to build your ballroom. If you have never seen Squid Games on Netflix, where they play games with their lives of people who need money. Hey, I got an opportunity for you. Let's play this game. If you win, you get all this money. If you lose your life. A lot of people in that episode or in that particular TV series died for the love of money or for the access to money. They were people of debt, people who didn't have money, people who needed money to survive. This was their last chance. I believe in the first season, one guy, he was so in debt and he ended up winning the whole game and got all the money. These are the type of games that the Republican Party is going to start playing with our most vulnerable. People are going to die. People are going to die. And it will be our targeted most vulnerable. Now you're going to push out all, the homeless people. You're going to push out people that live on the street that don't have anywhere to go. So where are you going to put them? You're going to push them where? Because if you send them to jail, it doesn't matter if you send someone to jail, it's still a bill to keep them in jail. So your jails are going to be full with homeless people or people without my most vulnerable. I'm not going to say homeless. I'm going to take that right out. The most vulnerable. Okay. The most vulnerable. So where are you going to put them at? Do you have a system to where if you get them off the street, you have a place for the people to go so they can sleep, so they can eat, so they can go out and try to find a job? The programs that they would have, like the workforce. In Texas, they have the workforce. If you don't have a job, you go in there, they help you with your application, they help you, get a job, and then they give you a list where you can go get free food from the churches. Then you go there, and then you go to the certain shelters that if you get there at 6 o'clock, you could get in and have a bed for the night, and then you got to redo that whole process. So with you, Trump pushing them out, where are you going to put them? So where do they plan to send the people to? Where do they plan to send the people to? The fool. off the cliff. The Fool card in the Rider-Waite, it is a joker or a man walking with his dog up to the edge of the cliff. And when you're at the edge of the cliff, the Fool represents just, you just jump off, just pushed off, or just no care in the world. I asked, where will the most vulnerable be sent to? The Fool pushed off the cliff. This is not about crime. This is about extinguishment, removing people that do not have money, removing them completely. This is the purge. And the worst kind, in the worst way. Let's pull another card on this. This is not good. Not good at all. Competition. Five of Wands, competition. They're fighting. This is about, and let me bring that card closer, because this gives me, like, in the background, like the 1950s. You see the lady with the hair, the utopian America, the perfect, white and right America in the background. Okay? See that picture? The poster board, what you should look like. Be American. We do this. America is one of the richest countries in the world. This is about competition in the midterm elections as well. Removing Democrats, removing democracy, slimming the competition. A political war on the backs of the most vulnerable. This is the purge. All right. How disgusting of a president we have. How disgusting America is becoming for a political gain. America as we see it is no, or as we did see it, is no longer. What is to come? Strength. We have the Lion. We have the Woman with the roses. And you know what it is? And also we have a crow up here, a blackbird. Messages, it represents a message. I asked what to come of this. And to me, it seems like as Americans, we're going to have to find our inner strength to fight back some kind of way. America's not dead. It's just being overran. I feel like Trump's major objective is to turn this country into a dictatorship. at any cost. I'm going to take the first card. Ten of Swords, ruin. This is going to backfire so bad. Things will be exposed. You see the lady holding her face with these piercing daggers and trapped, encased, punctured. I feel like this is going to be our new America. Our perception of our country is being torn down into pieces. Okay, let's go. Let's get one more card. Let's get one more card from this deck. The advice, even though even though we have this Ten of Swords, it's going to break us down. It's going to break us down. These actions is going to break our country down. But somehow, some way, we have the Six of Wands, which is the victory card. And the rider waite is normally a person on a horse walking through the country, walking through the countryside, being recognized. This victory here, there's a victory here somewhere. I would not be surprised after this term that the Democrats get the party again. I would not be surprised if Democrats come back in midterms. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a new successor that's going to help us rebuild this country and stitch all these daggers. We're going to go from this as a country to this, healed. But we got to go through the hell first before we can get to the victory. This is much more serious than we could ever expect it. The Purge depicted this perfectly. If you think that this situation is going to stop at DC, you are sadly mistaken. They're going to every major city. They're going to try. They're going to try. I think everybody's going to be watching DC and how it's going to work out. I don't believe it's going to work out, but it's going to be turmoil. Okay. Let's see what the Oracle has to say. This is very unfortunate. It's disappointing. A lot of people are going to be hurt with this situation here. This is not fair. Okay, let's go right into the Oracle. Control tactics. That's exactly what they're doing. The Republican Party. It's all about controlling the House, controlling the votes, getting absolute control. They do not want democracy. They want the Democrats to be gone. They want Trump and the Republican Party to have full control over everything. This is beyond government. This is almost like a Hitler sensation. How disgusting. How disgusting. Repression, regret. I feel like the MAGA supporters, some of them will be flipping. I really feel when this big, beautiful bill really takes effect, there's going to be a lot of regret on the MAGA party and the MAGA supporters. They're already flipping now about the Epstein files. But when they go and try to get their SNAP and their health care and all this extra, they're going to be repressed too, because what you guys don't know is that the president has like an email list, or if you may have heard of it, where he emails his supporters. You know who's opening those emails? MAGA's not consisted of just rich people. MAGA's also consisted with the most vulnerable too. They're going to get hit with the same bullet we all getting hit with. And there's going to be a lot of people that regret supporting this man. This is terrible. Reunion soul ties. Okay, we wasn't look at this apology offer. Where's all this coming from? I'm in the spirit right now. This shouldn't even be coming out like this. Reunion soul ties. To me, both sides of the politics, Democrats and Republicans, are going to have to band together in order to stop this situation. Banding together, working together. It's going to get that bad to where you can't yes, you can blame the Republican Party, and you can blame Trump, but if they don't pull together, this 10 of swords is going to come through and get us all. We all going to feel it. Everybody's going to feel it, from the Congress to the Supreme Court. Everybody's going to feel this destruction. But I do feel a union coming together at some point and realizing what this man has actually done to our country in order to get this victory, because we go from struggle to bondage. The wounds are there. You see the holes, it's the same holes. The wounds are there. The damage is done. But now we have to crochet that we have to crochet that wood with the other wood to connect it all. So in the aspect, we got to come together like a net to save the country. This whole situation is going to backfire. I feel like there is going to be both aisles of Congress, of the House of Representatives, Democrats and Republicans are going to cohesively come together to try to get this under control by the end of his term. So much damage has been done. We have a death card here. It's significant to me. America has been through so many trials and tribulations, so many wars. But now I feel like America is at war with itself. And that's the worst type of war. He's deploying the National Guard to Washington for people who are in vulnerable states when he could use those same soldiers for other things that's more important. They did it in LA. They're doing it in DC. And when you look up, next thing they'll be in your city too. You'll no longer see the regular police. You'll see FBI police going after the most vulnerable. I do see a victory, but it's going to take both parties to bind to get this situation under control. And it may take a few years. It may take, I have 8 twice here, it may take 8 years just to reverse everything that's already been done. I'm going to stop this reading right here. And I hope we all take a mental note and watch what happens in DC. I know they have some active protests going on, but no one should be treated and disposed of the way that Trump is doing this to the most vulnerable. That's a whole new type of low. All I can say, America, brace for impact, because it's about to get really, really, really deep and really ugly. But I do feel as a country, we will bounce back like we've always done. It's going to take some time. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to the reading. I hope you like, share, and subscribe on the video. And until next time, you guys, stay safe. Make sure you protect your spiritual sense. Make sure you protect yourself. Make sure you're doing your cleansings and everything like that. Because, like I said, we're coming into trying times. Protect everything you got with everything you got. Until the next video, thank you guys.